The two-stage propane pressure regulator in my RV failed, and in this video, I'm going to replace it with a different one. But before I do, a bit of backstory. The regulator that my RV came with performed just fine for several years, before developing a slow leak that I could somewhat smell at first, and eventually just straight up gassing out so much that I could hear it. As I was in a pinch, I went to the hardware store and bought a generic two-stage propane pressure regulator, but it failed after about 2 weeks in the same manner, right along this crimped connection. Thinking that the first one failing from the hardware store was a fluke, I bought a second one, and it failed in just the same manner within about a week. I don't know why they're failing, because nothing else seems to be wrong in my propane plumbing. But I do know that I'm not particularly fond of this crimp, which is how they seem to have put together the two halves of this regulator. So instead, I found one that looks more securely assembled with some bolts. It also just generally looks better built. To install it, I first shut my propane tank valve off. Then I used the trim pry bar to remove the plastic screws holding the pressure regulator cap in place. Where the pressure regulator connects to my T is reverse threaded, so to remove it, spin it clockwise. If you don't have a handle here, use an adjustable crescent wrench. Then use your crescent wrench to free the regulator from the hose leading to your RV. This is not reverse threaded, so to break the connection, spin it counterclockwise. I removed the Teflon tape from the threads on the hose because I shouldn't technically need that. I was being overzealous when I installed the generic regulator. Attach the hose to the regulator, then thread the tank connection end by spinning it counterclockwise as it's reverse threaded. Once it's finger tight, give it an extra 1/4 inch turn with your crescent wrench. You may note that I'm installing this regulator upside down, with the weep hole pointing up. This is because the protrusion would interfere with my onboard tank. I don't know if that's a design flaw, or if it's just how my RV is arranged, but I do wish this thing was mirrored from what I bought. Hopefully it's not a problem, and I may have to manually drain it occasionally until I can get one that fits my RV right. Either way, from here, I turned the propane back on and used soapy water to check for leaks, as well as my nose for any odors. I didn't find anything, so I put the cover back in place. It has been a month or so since I installed this, and I've had no problems. I think it's built a lot better than the old one, and the fact that it's all bolted together is very encouraging. I'll leave a link to this regulator, as well as a similarly built regulator that is the mirror of this one in the description. Until next time, thank you for watching.